Welcome back, coin hunters. We're counting down the top 3 most valuable Washington quarters. These aren't just coins, they're history-packed investments hiding in everyday pockets. Stay tuned to discover how dates, mint marks, and minting mistakes can turn 25 cents into a small fortune. A 1979 D Washington quarter could be worth not just a few bucks but potentially hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars. It sounds like a collector's dream, but thanks to rare and valuable mint errors, this dream is a reality for some. In this video, we're diving into the fascinating story behind the 1979 D Washington quarter, exploring the rarest minting mistakes, record-breaking auction prices. The 1979 D Washington quarter, a coin in transition. 1979 was a year of innovation and change for the U.S. Mint. It marked the beginning of the Susan B. Anthony Dollar series and continued the long-running production of the Washington quarter. The Mint was producing billions of coins, and in the rush, a few major errors slipped past quality control, leaving us with highly collectible pieces today. These errors have made some 1979 D quarters highly desirable in the eyes of collectors and auction houses alike. Most valuable 1979 D quarter errors. 1979 D off-center strike. Value between $150 and $1,500 plus, depending on the degree of misalignment. 1979 D broad strike error. Value from $100 to over $1,000 in uncirculated grades. 1979 D double die obverse, DDO. Value, known specimens can reach $500 to $2,000 depending on condition. 1979 D on wrong planchet. Value, these can sell for $2,000 to $10,000 plus, depending on the planchet type. Clipped planchet error. Value, ranges from $50 to $500, depending on the size and completeness of the clip. Auction highlights that shocked collectors. Let's look at real-world numbers that prove how valuable these 1979 D quarters can be. 1979 D quarter off-center strike, 65% off-center, sold for $1,320 at auction. Broad-struck 1979 D in MS66, hammered at $780. Double die obverse, uncirculated, privately sold for $1,250. Struck on a 1-cent planchet, verified sale at $4,500. Major clipped planchet with full date, auctioned for $385. These aren't myths, they're verifiable results that prove the power of error coins in the modern marketplace. How to identify 1979 D errors like a pro. If you're lucky enough to have a 1979 D quarter, here's how to spot the valuable ones. Use a magnifier, especially important for spotting DDOs and minor planchet errors. Examine the edge. Broad-struck errors and planchet issues are most visible on the rim. Weigh the coin. Standard quarters weigh 5.67 grams. Anything drastically lighter or heavier should be checked. Date and mint mark. Make sure that D is present and study the alignment for off-center or misaligned dies. What if the 1982 P Washington quarter sitting in your pocket change isn't worth just 25 cents, but potentially hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars? It may sound unbelievable, but rare minting errors from that year have transformed these coins into jaw-dropping collectibles. 1982, a pivotal year for the U.S. Mint. 1982 was a significant year for U.S. coinage. It marked a shift in coin production, especially for pennies, with changes in composition due to rising copper costs. But quarters weren't immune to chaos. The Mint was operating at full throttle, and quality control slipped just enough to create some rare and valuable mistakes. The Philadelphia Mint, which struck over 500 million Washington quarters that year, didn't use a mint mark, but P is used by collectors today to identify the Philly strikes. Among these coins are some wild errors that have collectors salivating. Most valuable 1982 P quarter errors. 1982 P double die obverse, DDO. Value between $250 and $2,500 plus, depending on grade and clarity. 1982 P off-center strike. Value anywhere from $100 to $1,000 plus, depending on severity. 1982 P on wrong planchet. Value $1,000 to $10,000 plus, especially for verified copper planchet errors. 1982 P broad strike error. Value ranges from $100 to $1,200, based on grade and severity. Clipped planchet error. Value from $50 to $500 plus, especially with full date visible. Record auction sales that turned heads. Check out some of the eye-popping sales from recent years. 1982, P quarter with major DDO, graded MS65, sold for $1,750. Off-center strike, 60% off, hammered at $960. Broad struck in high grade, sold for $875. Wrong planchet on 1 cent copper planchet, verified auction sale of $3,900. Clipped planchet with visible date and lettering, sold for $425. These are real sales backed by auction houses and grading services, proof that these coins are in demand and climbing in value. How to identify valuable 1982 P quarters. Here's how you can be your own coin detective. Magnifying glass, essential for spotting small errors like DDOs. Digital scale, normal weight is about 5.67 grams. Odd weights may indicate wrong planchets. Edge inspection, look for missing reeds, spread rims, or other broad strike signs. Full date visibility, especially important for clipped and off-center strikes. What if I told you that a simple 1983 P Washington quarter, yes, the one possibly jingling in your pocket or hiding in your coin jar, could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even over $15,000. We'll uncover the electrifying history of the 1983 P quarter, spotlighting the rarest errors, jaw-dropping auction results, and everything you need to know to turn spare change into serious cash. Stay tuned till the end, because you might just become the next lucky collector to strike coin gold. 1983 P, the year that minted mistakes. The early 80s were a chaotic time for the US Mint. In 1983, budget cuts meant no uncirculated mint sets were produced, leading collectors to hunt down pristine coins from circulation. Combine that scarcity with lax quality control, and boom, a perfect storm for some of the most incredible error quarters in U.S. history. Most valuable 1983 P quarter errors. 1983 P double die reverse, DDR. Value ranges from $500 to over $15,000 in high mint state grades. 1983 P off-center strike. Value $100 to $1,200 plus depending on severity and visibility. 1983 P struck on a copper penny planchet. Value upwards of $3,000 to $10,000 depending on condition. Broad strike error with no reading. Value typically $150 to $800. But rarer examples have crossed $1,000. Clipped planchet errors. Value $75 to $600, depending on how dramatic and complete the clip is. Legendary auction sales that shocked collectors. Let's look at real-world examples of 1983 P quarter error coins that shocked the auction block. 1983 P DDR, reverse doubling, MS67. Sold for a mind-blowing $15,275. Broad struck 1983 P with full details, hammered at $875. Copper planchet strike, wrong metal, auctioned for $3,650. Off-center strike, 35% off, final bid reached $690. Clipped planchet with full date and mint mark, fetched $425. Each of these sales confirms what numismatists have known for decades. 1983 was a year of hidden treasures. Where to find these rare 1983 P quarters? No need to spend thousands buying coins. You can hunt these quarters for free or cheap. Bank rolls, grab quarter rolls from your bank and start searching. Coin shows and estate sales, collectors sometimes overlook minor errors. Online auctions and marketplaces, be cautious, but sometimes deals slip through. Your pocket change, yes, even today, people still find valuable 1983 P error quarters in circulation.